Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Useless Corner. We absolutely are super useless, horrible, trashy people because we're funny like that. Anyway, I'm Shan, and there's Boss Man Finn. Say hello.
Glizzy.
Heck yeah. And then we're also here with Dash, a newcomer to this. Say hello, Dash.
Hello.
Yes. We are not hosting this one in the server because no one knows who Dash is. So,
Bad.
yes.
I'm mysterious.
Ooh.
Wah.
Spooky.
All right, Shan, you want me to start this off, or do you have anything you want to talk about first?
If I had thought of anything to talk about, I don't remember it.
All right, fair enough. If you come up with anything, feel free to speak your mind.
Alrighty.
I'm going to start this off strong with the same question as we ended on last time. But, Dash, what's the weirdest thing you've eaten? I feel like you've eaten some weird stuff.
Are we talking about normal food or
anything?
not? Probably a June bug or a beetle.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe mosquito eggs.
Okay.
What the frick is wrong with you?
You wanna
I
give
was
an
little.
explanation?
Okay, I was little. I love outdoors. Whenever I was little, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had this little teacup. I carried it everywhere, and we had this tree, and it had like a hole in it, and it filled up with water. And in the summer, there's mosquitoes like to lay eggs in the water. So I went over there and I just scooped it up and I started drinking it. And then my dad came out there and he's like, "Where did you get that water? You didn't get it from the tree." I'm like, "No, I did get it from the tree." And I had like tree bark all around my mouth. That's how he knew I was lying. And so then that night I came down with like a high fever and got very, very sick. That was the time that I drank mosquito eggs. But the time that I ate a beetle was willingly, and I got very sick with that too. I just was curious of how it tasted. Didn't taste good.
Yeah, I think that's quite obvious.
I would not recommend.
Yeah, obviously, don't eat bugs. It's stupid. You'll get Ebola.
Besides that, those are like the weirdest things. But like actual food that people eat, probably shark.
How's that?
My friend had shark jerky one time, and she was like, "Hey, do you want to try some shark?" And I said, "Not really," but I ate it. Didn't taste too bad. It just tasted very spicy.
Gotcha. I'm pretty sure I had like just straight shark meat before, but I have no idea what it tasted like because it was like I don't know, probably 6 to 8 years ago. So
yeah. I've also eaten frog legs, but tasted like chicken.
yeah, that's what everyone says.
It was
I
a big thing of trust.
I just have to say, okay, so there's not many things that make me feel like bleh, but mosquito eggs?
I'm surprised you didn't like catch some like super weapon disease.
Forgotten malaria.
Well, it was almost like that. I had like the flu, and I had like a horrible cough.
And
so now anytime that I get a cough now, it damaged my throat. So whenever I cough, sometimes it doesn't sound correct. If that makes any sense at all.
We'll roll with
Not
it.
sure if it does. But yeah.
Wonderful.
That's really all the weird stuff that I've eaten. Everything else is just normal.
All right.
Except if you're talking about food combinations.
Okay, now I gotta hear that. You piqued my interest.
Well,
because I've actually never known someone who has like weird food combinations. Everyone like I've ever known has just had normal food. I've never met someone with like weird food combinations.
Yeah, I don't. there was this one that I saw online, and these YouTubers that I watched, they did like crazy like pregnancy cravings,
What?
and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I did not understand what the term meant until I thought
Oh
about
my
it.
God, Finn, what were you thinking?
Eatus the fetus.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
Genesis. Okay, I thought you were gonna imagine it as in like, oh, I really, 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 really crave to have a baby in me.
Okay, that's weird. Anyways, continue.
Um, what was, oh yeah. So I was watching their new video, and they were just entertaining. Not people who did vlogs. They didn't even do gaming. I was like young before I was a gamer. But and they had this one where they took bread and they made like a peanut butter sandwich,
Okay.
but instead of jelly they put pickles.
Ugh.
Okay, this has to be the sandwich that was in the dream where I said I don't like peanut butter sandwiches.
But they put peanut butter on two bread pieces and then put some pickles in the middle. And they tried it and they were like, this isn't that bad. So I went and tried it. Um, it was pretty good, actually. I won't lie. I thought it was going to be horrible and that I would never want to eat peanut butter ever again. But it wasn't too terribly bad. It was weird, but it wasn't. I would eat it again. I will say.
Okay then.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah.
What the frick?
Yeah.
I personally would have to get paid like $100,000 to do that, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People say, have you heard of the? It was like a trend, I guess. People would say that if you put sparkling water and you poured balsamic vinegar in it, it tasted like Coke.
Never
Did you
heard
try
that
that?
one, but okay.
I haven't heard that either. But did you try it?
No, I want to. And now that
Ah.
I think about it, I honestly might do it tonight. Because I'm very curious. But they say that it tastes exactly like Diet Coke
Oh
or
God.
whatnot.
Okay, so it's not worth it anyway.
Yeah, it's not. I wouldn't really like it.
Why are you gonna
But-
Never mind.
What? No, what?
He said, "Yeah, maybe I'll try it," and then you're like, "Yeah, it's not worth it, but it'll do." Like, what? Huh?
Because, okay, it's not 100% worth it to where, like, the pickle and peanut butter sandwich. That would be worth it. I would eat it again. This one, I just want to eat it to see what it tastes like. I know I'm not going to eat it again. So, who's just like, oh, I want a nice tasty drink. Let me go get balsamic vinegar and sparkling water.
Yeah,
Nobody
I would
does.
just take the water, thanks.
Yeah, just take straight water.
Yeah. Yep. We have I saw a video where people like to dip Oreos into orange juice.
What?
Oh God, no, no! I've heard of that.
What? I've not
It's-
heard of that.
I tried it. It is disgusting.
It
Never
sounds
tried.
disgusting. It doesn't sound as disgusting as the other things you said, but it still sounds bad.
Yeah. It was not good. It's almost
Not good.
it's almost as bad. Not as bad, but almost as bad as drinking orange juice after brushing your teeth. It is.
Okay.
Glad I've never experienced that.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I
know.
wish I hadn't. Whenever I was little, I brushed my teeth, and then whenever I was little, I like loved tomatoes. I loved them so much.
Mhm.
And so I asked my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm hungry. Can I have this tomato all to myself?" She's like, "Yeah, go cut it up." And I said, "I don't want to cut it up. I want to eat it like an apple." And so I sat at the table and I bit into that tomato like an apple, but I had just brushed my teeth.
Oh God.
It tasted horrible, but I ate that whole thing because I thought that that's how tomatoes tasted at night.
At
Like, I didn't
night.
Yeah.
If you're
I
gonna stay
didn't
like
even-
not cut, I would imagine, but at night.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, it's at night. I've never had a tomato this late at night. So I just kept eating it.
There's like an in-game event where it tastes
Yeah,
different.
really. It's like drinking like lunar tea or something, and if it's nighttime, it gives you like extra
Plus
HP.
3 attack boost.
That works too, yeah.
Yep. Oh my gosh. But yeah, that's really all the weird cravings I've tried.
Okay. Yeah, yours were definitely weirder than ours.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think anything can top mosquito eggs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That was.
Actually,
I was a reckless child.
really now, I couldn't tell. Actually, me and Shan talked about this. Since you have eaten insects before, would you eat, like, fried, like, crickets or grasshoppers? Me and Shan both said we would never do that. What is your take on that?
Oh, it depends. It really depends.
I also took it a step further and said if
Oh,
I
yeah.
was dating someone who ate that, I would not kiss them for the rest of the day.
Oh,
Yeah, I agreed with him on that one, too.
come on.
Like, I don't want to watch someone eating a tarantula and then try to give me a big ol' smooch. Like, I don't want to taste the spider afterbirth.
No.
Yeah,
Now, see, if it was a tarantula or something, never in a million years would I ever eat a tarantula. But if it was like fried cricket, like or grasshopper,
Oh, great.
that would be the only one that I would try just to try it. Because I'm not one to be like, I'm not a very picky eater. But some things do gross me out, but not many things do, which is why I'm willing to try a cricket. Now, live, I would never, ever, you would know.
You're a serial killer if you eat live crickets, I'm just saying.
I agree.
Or you're a serial killer if you eat live anything, I should say.
Yeah. But honestly, like crickets, if they're fried and like cooked up, that might not be as bad. It might not be that bad. That's the only reason why I want to try it. I don't want to try it, but I will.
I would not in a million years.
Yeah. I'd probably go brush my teeth 5 times after that. Down a glass of water or 5. But
Okay.
definitely, if I had the option, someone's like, I'll give you $20 to eat a cricket fried, I would do it.
I would need more than 20.
I'd need about $1,000 minimum.
I would consider it for 100.
I mean, as we all know, I'm very picky, and I get grossed out by, like, salad even, so...
Yeah, I thought I was the pickiest person, and then I met you.
Yeah.
So...
Although, I sometimes feel like I eat more than you do, but on other occasions, I probably just don't know what you eat most of the time. Because all I ever hear from you is Red Baron pizza, Domino's chicken wings, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah,
that's about all I know.
Yes, I definitely eat more than that. It's just half the time I don't know what it's called, so I don't say what it is. Or it's just not funny enough to mention.
Yeah, fair enough.
Obviously, I mention when I eat Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
There was that one time we were playing Bed Wars, and I just went and bombed my bathroom.
Good Lord.
Oh, I will not forget that.
Alright.
It looked like a large can of baked beans was thrown in there.
Moving on to next topic.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I have no clue what it looked like. I just wanted to give you that visual.
Moving on.
Lovely.
This is a question for everyone. Do you have, like, unexplainable stories? Like, you saw or heard something, but you have no explanation for it?
I do. And I know that Shan does too.
Yes, I feel like I've told this somewhat recently.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard of this. You've never told me any weird stories recently, Shans.
Well,
Maybe
Shan
you weren't there. I don't know. But
maybe. Shan, would you like to go first?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I don't know. I really thought you were there, Finn. Maybe you'll remember it when I start telling.
Mhm.
All right.
Uh, one time back when I was still in Taekwondo, so a few years back. Well, I say a few years back, but by this point it's probably longer than a few years because my perception of time is horrible. But
Yes.
anyway, back when I still did Taekwondo, me and my aunt were coming home after it was over, and there was this weird light in the sky, and I thought, oh, it's probably just like a plane, or maybe it's a satellite or a shooting star or whatever, because it was moving, but it was moving so slowly, and at a certain point, it just like stopped, and then it just like imagine like an eclipse where something went in front of it, like it looked like a totally solid circular cloud went in front of it, and it shined a little brighter before it just completely disappeared.
That's trippy.
Yeah, and there wasn't any clouds or anything.
That is.
I just gave that as an example, but there was no clouds. It just was there, and then it wasn't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't-
remember that was pretty recent. And Finn, yeah, you were there.
I don't remember that story at all. I remember actually hearing a similar story on the podcast I watch, but I've not heard that story.
Gotcha.
You were there whenever we were talking about it because we were talking about the scary things that have happened to us.
I don't remember talking about that at all.
Okay, well,
I feel like I remember
Yeah.
talking about that. Did I give any stories? Because I don't think I would have.
See, I have no clue because my memory is horrible.
I feel like you did, but I can't remember any story.
Because I can't think of any stories at all for myself. So I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm thinking I wasn't there because I can't remember this at all, and neither of you can remember me speaking on anything.
I remember you brought up the topic.
Okay, maybe there's a possibility you brought up the topic, then you had to go, and me and Dash talked about it, and when you came back, the story was over, and we just didn't end up telling you.
Perhaps.
Again.
Perhaps.
Maybe you went to go get your pizza.
Yeah, or my dad walked in or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, you said you had a story, Dash?
Yes. So it's very creepy and cannot be explained. So I was. It was like nighttime, late in the night, 1 a.m. 2 a.m. is pushing it, but it wasn't even on the weekend. And I'm laying there in bed. My cats are on, like, oh, where'd my screen go? Uh-oh, everything's falling apart. Never mind. My screen shut off. That was lovely. Anyways, my cats were sitting on my bed. Well, they were both dead asleep. And I turn out my light and I, like, roll over to go to sleep. And 5 minutes pass and I hear this noise. And it's not just a noise, it's a creature speaking. And it was terrifying. It was an inaudible word. Is inaudible the right word? I don't even know.
Untangible? No. Unintelligible.
Undecipherable. That's the word.
Yeah.
Undecipherable, yeah.
Yeah.
That works.
It just sounded like kind of like a whisper, but then it was very high pitched and it sounded like it was coming from the hallway. And I was like, what the frick was that? So I turn over and I turn on my light and I'm like staring at the hallway.
Oh wait, I
I'm
think
like-
you've told me this story though.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were there because she told this story when I told the story about the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know
Because I've heard this story before too, and that was the only time she ever talked about it when I was there.
I think she told me this story in like message form though.
I don't think so. But maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know. Why must our memories be so bad?
I don't know. I think my memory is good, and then you guys tell me it isn't, so I can't even. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
But anyway, I turned off my light because I'm like, oh, it's probably nothing. And I was like, if I told anyone about it, they would just be like, oh, it's nothing. It's just a noise. Probably an animal outside. Go back to bed. So I turn out my light, and literally not even a minute after I turn out my light, my brother comes out of his room into the dark hallway. I'm like, oh gosh, why is he here? And so he comes into my room. He's like, hey, did you hear that? What was that noise? Was that you? I said, no. And he heard the same noise that I did. And he thought it was me, and I thought that it was him. And it's not our parents. So it was very creepy, and we don't know what the noise was.
Huh.
The indecipherable word. Then he's like, oh, it's probably nothing. Go back to bed. And then he left. And it was kind of scary, honestly.
And proceeded to crap his pants when he got back to his room.
Yeah, probably.
I just like to imagine it was like the spirit of some dog or cat that died like 70 years ago. And it was just like, oh, a human, I'm going to try to speak to it. And it was like, ah! And you just freaked out.
Yeah. But it was so weird though, because usually I'll hear a noise, it's like outside, and I'm like, okay, what the heck was that? And then if I ever tell someone, I'd like go in my brother's room, I'd be like, hey, did you hear that? He's like, no. And I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, just go to bed. I'm like, okay. So then I always have to just walk out. But yeah. There was another time with another noise. I've never seen anything unexplainable, but I've heard unexplainable. Because I was laying in bed in the middle of the night, and I hear, like, you know the noise if, like, a pipe breaks and there's, like, water spewing out of it?
Sure. I don't think
Many horror games have made me learn that noise, yes.
Yes. And, I lost my train of thought.
Oof.
Anyways, so that noise, I was just laying in my bed, and it was middle of the night. I already said that, but that noise came on, and it was so loud, and it sounded like something like a pipe bursted, but I didn't hear anything like liquid at all. And it was really weird, and it was so loud. Even my cats freaked out. It was like right in my room. And then right after that, it just like, and it just stopped. And I'm like, what the heck was that? And so we have gas pipes in our house because we have a gas stove and all that. And our fireplace runs on gas. And so I'm like, well, frick, I hope gas pipe didn't break. But nothing happened. And everybody was just asleep. They didn't wake up. And I don't know what the heck it was. So, very weird.
That, like, I'm just imagining the sound that it makes when you open Funtime Freddy's faceplates.
It does sound a lot like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. But that's really all the unexplainable that has happened to me.
I'm sure there has been stuff that happened to me, but it was when I was a little kid, and I don't remember anything of my childhood at all.
Mm-hmm.
I know there probably was a few things that have happened, but I was like 10 or younger, so I'm not going to remember them. I just know it's happened to me on probably multiple occasions. It's just, I can't remember them.
Yeah, I'm sure if I had good memory, I'd probably have another one, but I just don't.
Yeah. Although I did type in my private server today, I was like completely home alone other than my cat. And then I just hear out of my left Earl. My left Earl! My left Earl!
Earl after me!
Not Earl!
Oh
but I heard out of my left ear like a little girl giggle, and I'm like, I just like slowly turned to the left, and I was like, I checked my like house to like see, okay, there's no one home, right? No one was home.
Bro, Cassidy's followed you because you're green.
I looked outside, and there was like no one outside either. I was like, okay, maybe it's
so creeped out because my family just left. Stop. That's scary.
Yeah, my guess is just one of the.
It was me.
No. But my guess is like one of the neighbors' kids was outside, but they went back in before. Oh, it was so weird though because it didn't sound like muffled or anything. And usually, if someone's outside, it's muffled. Unless I'm like
Was
right.
there
Unless I'm
was the
like
window like slightly open?
no, no. My windows were closed, and those are like the ones facing that way.
Huh.
No, the other windows were open either. At least in the upstairs, but there's only like three.
Do you maybe unknowingly have a small child in your basement?
Well, I know everything that's in my basement because it's a finished basement, and there is no like secret area. The only place.
What if
where...
there's a second basement?
Ooh, the basement's basement.
And you just never knew.
One time I joked to my mom. She came up from the garage, which is like a basement for us, and I said, "Did you have fun feeding the kids, Mom? Kids held hostage or something?" And she said, "Yep." And I was like, "What?" And it was kind of scary because my mom doesn't joke like that. And then she ran away. I was like, "Okay."
I mean, hey,
Hello,
maybe
911.
maybe that's what's paying your bills.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Thailand sweatshop worker kids.
I don't like how my monitor keeps turning off and on, and now I'm on edge because Finn said something about a little girl giggling, and now
I hear some really creepy things sometimes, but
oh no.
honestly, it's mainly just because I'm still half asleep and my dream is doing something weird.
Yeah,
So
that would do it. I do have a story about being half asleep because I've never been half asleep before, other than one time. It was this year.
Ooh.
Because
oh boy, let's.
I always like
Oopsies.
my brain pretty much always is fully functioning the second I wake up.
I don't know how, but
Well, because my brain doesn't produce enough melatonin to be tired.
Yeah.
Which is a whole other story. But there's one time where I was like, my dad woke me up, and I was like half asleep. I was just tripping absolute balls. I woke up and I didn't like process any of my surroundings at all. He like left the room immediately once he saw my eyes open. He's like, "All right, he's gonna wake up." I'm pretty sure I went back to sleep after like a minute or maybe 5. But I thought I was in some like RPG. I thought I was like an anime protagonist here or something.
You got isekai'd.
Yeah, I thought I was isekai'd. I thought I was living in a fantasy world because I don't remember what I was thinking. I think I think I thought something. I can't remember because like again, I was half asleep. But I think I was like thinking I had to go save someone or do some sort of magical spell or something. I don't know. I was absolutely tripped.
Magical girl, boss man Finn.
Make it real. No, but
Yeah.
oh my.
yeah, I don't know what happened because I've never had that before. My dad. I told my dad afterwards he was worried I was having a seizure. Because as a little kid I had a seizure and had to go to the hospital for like 2 days straight.
Oh.
Yeah.
My cousin was over here one time for a party, and it was after the party and like everybody else left. It was just him and his brother, which is our other cousin, because usually they stick around for a while. And so he was tired, so he like fell asleep on the couch, and my cousin, his brother, goes over there and he's like, "Hey, wake up, gotta leave." Man started ranting about cars and anime, and like he's never talked about anime. We didn't even
Watching
know
too
that
much
he watched.
Initial D.
But he was just ranting about stuff, and he wasn't even saying like actual sentences or real words. And he thought that he was having a seizure because he was not. Like his head was twitching, and he wasn't awake. He was just rambling on about random stuff, and it was pretty freaky. And I didn't like it.
He was turning into a FNAF animatronic with the head twitching.
Oh my god.
Lovely.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that
Most of the time, I wake up, I'm half asleep because I have the opposite problem of you. I am always tired. But for example, today, I woke up like 15 times, right? At least that's what it felt like. I opened my eyes, looked around the room, and then instantly, my dream just like took the fact that, okay, how do I explain this?
it
My dream
adapted to your
continued
environment.
as if I was awake. Yes.
Okay.
For
Oh.
example, like I opened my eyes, looked around, and it was like, okay. And then the dream part, it just, my aunt came in and was like showing off a bulletin board full of like stuffed animals and stuff.
Aww.
Of course, that wasn't real.
Did you ask her about it afterwards? Or did you just know?
Oh no, I mean, I just know. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to see that bulletin board with the way that my bed is set up in real life. So,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Whenever I wake up, I have to have this freaking alarm clock. Our family has a rule. Well, my parents have a rule for me. I'm not allowed to sleep in my room with my phone. So my phone has to be like downstairs. I get that. They believe like stuff. But
Crazy boomers.
yeah. Whenever I always ask them, I'm like, why can't I sleep with my phone in my room? Because I used to whenever I was little. I literally used to. And then she's like, nothing good happens after midnight. And that's kind of scary. I'm like, Mom, please don't ever say that again. Anyways, that's besides the point. I have to wake up. I don't have like an alarm on my phone, so I have to wake up to this annoying alarm clock. Just beeps repeatedly over and over and will not shut up. And it's the most annoying thing. It puts me in a bad mood in the morning. But if I don't use that, my dad or my mom will come into my room. And if my mom comes into my room, she's just like, all right, it's time to get up, blah, 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 wake up. And then I'll like make a noise. And then I'll just like go, mm-hmm. And then she takes it as I'm awake and just leaves. And I end up sleeping in, which gets me in trouble because sometimes I am late for things. And it does not put me in a good mood because my parents will literally just stand there in my door saying, wake up, it's time to get up, let's get up, come on, let's go, until I step out of bed.
My mom used to do that.
Yeah, it was
Like when I was in, I think, middle school. She stopped when I was in high school because, it's high school, but...
Yeah, it's not fun because whenever I wake up in the morning, I have to let myself wake up. I have to let my voice come to me. I can't just wake immediately up and just start having a full-on conversation with certain people. Some people I can, but
yeah,
it's just, yeah, it's not fun whenever they're just standing at your door like, okay, get up, it's time to get up, put your feet on the floor, out of bed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Grab the rifle.
My instinct is to throw something. Like in the morning one time, I slammed my freaking alarm clock as hard as I could with like a book to make it stop. And so ever since then, it worked very well and it got my frustrations out at the alarm clock. Nothing was broken. So now I always have the urge to throw something at anything annoying in the morning. Which is not good, but...
Yeah, maybe.
Reminder, never try to wake you up.
Okay, you can try to wake me up. Just don't stand there and be like, all right, get up, out of bed, get up, out of bed. You can just be like, hey, wake up.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't end up waking you up anyway. Like,
Yeah.
That's my job.
well, yeah, but not even just that, but just like, if anyone was asleep and I needed them for something and I see they're asleep, I would just be like, well, time to just figure this out on my own.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind if certain people wake me up. Like, either of you two, y'all wake me up, I'm fine. I won't get, like, annoyed. Like, y'all could dump a bucket of water on me. That's probably going to come back to bite me someday, but I still wouldn't be annoyed. It just depends who does it, you know?
Yeah.
And if it's somebody who usually is very annoying in the morning, I will quite literally be enraged at them. Is that the right word? I don't
That
even
is
know.
the right word.
Yeah, that is.
Oh, yay.
Honestly, I think the furthest I'd go would just be like getting a spray bottle and spraying your face.
I'd just yell dog leather at the top of my lungs. That's as far as I'd go.
Or maybe I would just pull out some speakers and blast Big Shot, and then that would make you wake up.
That would be a lovely morning.
I'd do something stupid like that if I had speakers.
Yeah,
Actually, you could just crank. I could just crank my phone volume all the way up.
you could.
Yeah. Mornings are a crazy thing. I can wake up, like, if I'm at my friend, for some reason, if I'm at my friend's house, I wake up at like 7 a.m. all refreshed, and we didn't go to bed till like, what, 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning? And I wake up completely ready for the day, like 7 a.m. sharp. I'm refreshed. I'm ready to go run some laps. Never once has that happened at my house, in my own bed, and it is very annoying.
I can't relate to that at all.
I've been waking just up at 7 a.m. just normally now because I'm just so used to waking up at... Well, actually, most of it's because I keep waking up to freaking dreams. They're not necessarily, like, nightmares, but they're just... They don't end fun. So I've just been waking up at, like, 6:30, 7:30 lately. Just completely out of my control.
Yeah.
Dang.
I have an alarm
Yeah,
set for 8 for every weekday, yet I never actually wake up to my alarm. I usually keep waking up like an hour before it because of my stupid dreams. Which actually, last night's dream was actually probably the most weird way. Like, usually something scary happens out of the blue. Or whatever. Last night's dream, the bad thing that woke me up was my favorite YouTuber's channel got deleted. And I was so upset that I woke up. And I was like, oh, please, please, please. I went immediately to YouTube to check if his channel was still there. I was like,
Oh my.
like an audible sigh of relief. I was that upset in the dream, and...
Oh.
You good, Chief?
Sort of, my sister's freaking keyboard was balancing and kind of knocked that over. It's fine, continue.
But, like, yeah, it's always usually, like, something scary happens, like a ghost will come out and just strangle me from behind.
Okay, stop.
Or-
That's scary. My back is turned.
Or the night before that, a giant, like, eel fish thing, like, tried to bite me.
Ew. Hey,
Okay then.
no biting. Jeez. I've had a very scary dream before, and I'm not going to say it because I do not want to be scared right now.
Okay. Well,
But
why'd you bring it up?
I don't know. I was going
I'm
to
gonna
say
bring
it,
this
but then I
up, but
changed my
I'm not
mind.
gonna say it, actually. Never mind. Like, thanks.
I'm sorry. I was going to do it, but I chickened, man. I chickened.
Yeah, you're a scaredy cat, that's common knowledge.
Okay, now.
It's true, come on.
Okay, says the man that whenever I go AFK, I come back and I say boo, and you say, oh, jeez.
Yeah, but
And
I
you get
also
scared.
fall asleep to watching horror games, so... Getting any on thought.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I know I've said this before, but I've fallen asleep watching horror-related stuff. Specifically the Walton Files. I've fallen asleep to that a few times.
I can't fall asleep to anything horror because I watch one thing horror. I see eyeballs in the dark. That's going to haunt me later. I see it in the dark on a video, and I will not sleep for the entire night, almost. scared.
Yeah, yeah. You're very easily scared.
Mm-hmm. I can't help it.
Like, when I'm watching scary stuff, I'll be more like, oh god, I'm totally gonna have a nightmare, aren't I? Well, too bad. Falls asleep, then don't end up having a nightmare at all.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never really had nightmares until like lately for whatever reason. Right as I start writing down my dreams, I start having nightmares. It's like, let's just troll this man, all right? Yeah, great. Thank you, brain.
We do a little trolling.
Yeah, for real. Then again, what is my brain not trolling me?
I don't know.
Yeah, I ask myself that too.
Yeah.
Me 3.
But well, there goes the handle for my window.
What?
Oh.
What are you doing to that poor handle?
I'm not making that joke.
Oh no.
I'm cranking it up. I like how as I said that, I look out my window and Cole is just staring at me like, what the hell did you say, boy?
Aww. So sweet. Oh.
Cole is secretly reporting to your parents all the weird stuff you say.
Alright. Dog litter, dog piss, dog litter, dog piss.
Wonderful.
Today, I was outside because it actually surprisingly wasn't that hot today.
It actually got hotter today for me. It's 70.
Oh wow.
It's always hot for me.
I would give anything for it to be 70 right now.
It was 75 most of the day. I was so used to the weather from like a few days ago where it was like 50 and 60.
Oh, that was so cold and nice.
What? The rest of the week's supposed to be 80? I'm gonna kill myself. Live on podcast.
No!
I'm kidding.
No, take it back.
I'm kidding. I take it back.
Thank you. But, I was outside today because it was decently nice. And I was doing some schoolwork on a blanket.
Mm-hmm.
And, so one of our chickens, Charlie, I think I told you this, Finn.
You killed Charlie!
No!
But he killed Charlie!
But, she was like, she squawked and she wouldn't stop squawking. And we couldn't figure out what the heck was wrong with her. So we're like, maybe she needs to lay an egg. So we put her in her coop. And she's like sneezing. She's like squawking and then sneezing and then squawking. And it was really weird. And so my mom comes outside. And my mom doesn't shut the door all the way. And so we're down there by the chicken coop. And situating the chickens or whatnot. Because I had to get a chicken out of a dang bush. Because they like to explore places that they're not allowed to be. We go back up. And the back door is cracked open. And I'm like, oh gosh. And I look to my left. And one of our chickens, Tootsie, she's staring at Miko. Because Miko, the big old fat lard, somehow slithered out the door. And she didn't run anywhere. She just stayed there. And, which was very shocking. Because if we put her out there on a harness, sometimes she'll try and run. And so I just looked down and I'm like, Miko, what the heck are you doing here? And so my mom was like, what the heck? So we take pictures and all that. And I go inside. I'm panicking because I can't find Coco anywhere. And that little rascal is a wild one. And she will probably run away if we just let her outside. They're both indoor cats. But I finally found Coco. But the thing is, Coco got a hold of the drugs. She got a hold of the catnip drug. And she would not let me pick her up until she has eaten all of the catnip and then tried to bolt out the door. But she just ran head on into the door. Like, straight
Minecraft goats be like.
And I was just like, you are so dumb. And so then Miko tries to come inside, so I had to let the door open for her. But kind of a pointless story, but to me it's big because Miko is not allowed outside, and for some reason she didn't run away.
Okay.
She's fat. She knows where the food is gonna be.
She does. Every time she will do anything, you'll be holding her and someone shakes the food bucket, she will claw you to get down.
Snorlax.
But
Honestly, when my parents started letting the cat outside, I was gonna say my cat. It's not my cat, but the cat
Not your
outside.
cat, but it was.
Yeah, it was my birthday present, but it wasn't my cat.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense, but
the cats were my birthday present too.
Yeah, they were my
I just
birthday
got
present.
mittens because he was birthed, and my grandpa was like, "Take him."
Take this cat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was like worried like a few times, like she just wouldn't come back because I've heard plenty of stories of you let a cat outside once, they just never return.
Mm-hmm.
I've had plenty of scares. Like I'm pretty sure yesterday she was out from I let her out at 9:30 and she didn't come back till like 3:30. And I was like worried, like what the hell is? I haven't seen her once. Yeah. But no, she always comes back.
Yeah, last
she
week
always comes back.
Oh my god!
glad we thought the same joke.
Yep.
I remember last week you told me that she got out around 6:45 or 7. And didn't get home or didn't get back till like 8 at night.
That was probably a few weeks ago. Definitely wasn't last week. It was definitely maybe like a month or 2 ago. We haven't had like a scare with her anytime recently. I remember the biggest scare though was when I heard like noises outside of like animals struggle. And the cat was outside, and everyone, my mom, and my dad were like looking for her, and just could not find her at all. And then I'm pretty sure it was either the next morning or later that night when my brother got home that she came in and was totally fine, other than like a little thing underneath her neck. So she did get attacked, but it wasn't fatal.
But she's fierce. She can handle herself.
She is fierce. There have been a few cats that have come around. I don't see them anymore, probably for good reason. Because she will just hiss at them within, just not normal noises. It's just... I've never heard it, but my dad has described it as just, terrifying. She's she is so quiet and calm and, loving when she's inside. But apparently to other cats, she will, just become a freaking Bengal tiger too. Even though she's half their size because she's tiny, And these other cats are well, they're like Miko, they're big fat lords.
Yeah, that's how cats are. But you would a lot of cats are just a person, stay away from person, or there's a person, let me love person. No, my cats, they will get so afraid for no reason. Well, I think there's a reason, but I'm not sure. Could just be all theory.
That's just the theory, a game theory.
But someone comes into the house that they don't know, and they will walk up to them. Coco will walk up to the person, sniff their feet. If they try and touch her, she will meow very fiercely at them and hiss a little bit. She's like, no, I'm going to smell you, and then you'll maybe pet me, unless I hate you. Yeah, it's crazy. And Miko, she just hisses at everyone. But I think that they have some sort of trauma whenever they were little, but I don't know what trauma it would be, because they never, whenever they were little, I had them in my room for most of the day, brought them downstairs sometimes. They were completely calm environment. But I think the reason why Miko is so scared of people, at least, is because we have this family friend, and she came over to our house to meet the kittens. And it pains me to say, I walk into the freaking living room. Girl is on the couch with Miko. Miko is trying to push with her hind legs out of the girl's hand. And then the girl is hissing at Miko. And Miko is terrified and hissing back. And I was like, how do you
I was about to
even
say
do
something,
that?
but that might be a little offensive.
Say it.
I was gonna say, is she autistic?
I mean, hey, you can say it. We both are.
Yeah, I can say it. But, like,
Still
why would
probably
she...
could be seen as offensive though.
I don't care. But, like, why? Why was she doing that? Did you
I
even...
don't know. They find it adorable because Miko was like meowing and hissing. And I'm like, okay, that's enough of that. And it was just so dumb. And I was like so dang mad at her. And then from then on, the cats would not let anybody but the people that they have grown up with come near them. And to this day, they will hiss at her if she ever comes over. They will hiss and run as fast as they can away from her. And I'm like, that's your own fault. But one time she came over and she was just sitting in my room. For some reason, I did not let her sit in my room. She said, can I like just chill in your room?" I said, "No." And she said, "Okay." Literally, I go upstairs and she's laying on my bed. And I'm like, bruh. But I just let it go. And so I had the cats in my room. So Coco's crammed in a corner of my room. Miko is in their carrier, all the way pinned up to the back. Her fur is like 12 times her size, hissing at this girl. And I said, "What the heck are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just sitting here." They went crazy and almost attacked me. And I'm like, "Yeah, because the cats are locked into a room with someone that they hate." It was not good.
Some people just have no self-awareness at all.
Smooth brain.
Smooth brain, yes.
Yeah.
Zero IQ moments.
Yep.
Yeah, my cat's the opposite. She is a little too fearless.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure she's probably like went into a boxing match with a raccoon, probably.
Gosh.
And like I said, she will go after cats that are like double her size.
Oh, she's so cute.
And still hasn't learned her lesson somehow.
Probably because she never loses. She probably loses some, but
Well, I mean, she's gotten hurt. Like, I'm pretty sure she still has a wound on her neck from like a month and a half ago or so.
oh yeah.
But, like, I don't know. Also, I'm like 90% sure when she was like I would guess about like 6 months old or something. So like probably like last year, I think, end of last year at some point. Or no, not end of last year, but like some point last fall maybe, or this spring. I can't remember. Brian wonky. I'm pretty sure she tried to attack a bee and got stung above her eye.
Oh, why would she do?
Because there was like a giant bump above one of her eyes, and that was the only thing we could think of.
That's adorable, but then it's also sad, but it's adorable. Because she's trying to fight a little bee. Aww.
Yeah. I mean, she'll attack anything that moves.
I love her. I want her.
Did
I'm gonna come pet her.
I'm sure she would like that. But can I just say, I don't know if I've said this story already. Like, obviously I haven't said it on here, but I'm pretty sure it was last week, maybe last Thursday or Wednesday or something. I don't know. I go to, I usually, pretty much every morning when I'm going to eat breakfast, I'll look at the back door to see if she's, wanting to be let in, because usually my brothers let her out as they're going to school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her just chilling, just sitting at the back door. I'm like, oh, okay, she's just ready to be let in. Open the door, she doesn't come in. I'm like, okay, I'll just close it. And as I'm about to close it, I see a dead baby mouse just laying at her feet. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna close this.
Aww. She brought you a gift. That's so cute.
Yeah, no, I always wanted a dead baby mouse. Yeah.
You know they do that because they think you're incapable of hunting and feeding yourself, so they're like, fine, I'll do it for you.
I'm
It's so cute.
I think she just did it to be like, see, look what I did.
That's also a possibility.
Coco will
She's I think she's too dependent and nice to think less of anyone.
Coco will she loves bugs. Um like any bug gets into the house, she will kill it.
I
And
wish my cat did. She will just
Me too.
she'll
Me
just
too.
paw at it and mess around with it because that's what she loves to do.
yeah. Like with certain bugs, like ladybugs, Coco and Miko, they will not touch a ladybug. They will watch it for hours. Which I even walked into the dining room and found her like on a ledge of something, just staring up at a ladybug. It was kind of adorable. But like mayflies, flies, gnats, mosquitoes, if anything gets into the house, she will bolt around the house, jump off of things, try and catch it. And whenever she does catch it, sometimes she'll eat it, but sometimes she'll like take a bite of it and then she'll go bring it to me. She's brought to me like 3 dead flies before, and I'm like, girl, I don't want this. Thank you. And I just point at it, and then she eats it, and it's gross. But yeah.
You know, I, I was kind of like sad there wasn't like bunnies around here because I had those at where I used to live. But ever since we moved here, I haven't seen a single one. You know, I'm kind of glad we don't because I feel like I would just walk up to my doorstep one day and see a dead baby bunny, and I don't want to see that.
Neither.
Like I'm fine with her killing freaking squirrels and mice and birds. It's whatever, but not bunnies. Please don't.
I'd be sad no matter what it is, but I'd be extra sad if it's funny.
Yeah. One time I saw a baby. I went to my friend's house, and she had this like bird nest right above her door.
Mm-hmm.
And we go outside, and there's a dead baby bird laying on the concrete. And then I mean,
I'm
then-
desensitized to dead birds. I see them all the time.
I know, but it was sad because I wasn't prepared for it, and I don't see dead birdies. And it was a very cute baby bird, and so then I was like, it was kind of sad because we were gonna go like do something with her dogs or whatever, and like go on a walk, and I said, I'll be right back. I went into the bathroom and I cried for like 10 minutes. It was so sad.
Oh dear.
The only time I've ever seen a dead bird is when my aunt's dog killed one.
I've seen so many. I mean, where I used to live, there was a lot of birds. There's probably still is a lot of birds here. I just, don't go outside anymore. But, like, I don't remember too much of them because it was just, here and there. I just saw dead birds and I'm like, all right, normal. But, the one that I do remember is I was at somewhere, probably like 30 minutes away from where I used to live. And, I was like walked underneath some like power lines, and then I looked down, and there was just a cardinal that had been probably just deep fried by power lines.
Aww.
I was
That's
like,
so sad.
pretty sure I brought that up last night.
When you were
Yeah.
talking about Pokemon typings, yeah.
Yeah.
One time when it was like rainy, it was like a rainy, stormy day, and it had gotten done raining and all that. We still had power. We were standing outside because there was like a tree limb in our front yard that, not by our power line or anything, and it was just dangling. So we were like, oh, what are we going to do for this? It could be a hazard, blah, blah. And we look over, and I'm watching this adorable little squirrel. And it was so sad. I was watching it, and it was being the cutest little thing, and it was just playing. and it goes over onto the power line, and it jumps onto the like power thing, the power generator or whatever, and it got zapped, and we lost power, and it died, and it was so sad.
Having good duck a fried squirrel tonight.
Oh. It was not good.
Alright, I have one more question.
What is question?
This is for everyone.
Boy, okay.
Favorite single player game and why?
Minecraft.
I wouldn't consider that a single player game. It
That's
is.
just because you never play single player.
No. I mean, like, strictly single player. Like, you can't play it multiplayer.
Minecraft single player.
That, I'm actually going to rip a dog in half long.
I mean, it's technically kind of true.
Yes, but I was hoping for a more interesting answer, not something boring.
Yeah, I was going to say, for the sake of the question, we'll pretend not Minecraft.
Like, yeah. Something that's only single playerable.
I know. I got one.
Okay, what do you got?
Solitaire.
Oh my god.
You are 80 years old.
Okay, no. I have good reason. So I got, like, for a week, I got grounded or whatever. I don't even know why. It was probably some weird reason. But I got grounded, and so I was allowed to, like, get on the computer and do shopping. I just can't play, like, any multiplayer games, which was really dumb. However, I discovered Solitaire on the computer, and I looked so freaking badass. That night, I was like, I got so good at it. I got like level 20 on each level for like each type, and I was just sitting there, and I had drawn like a little skeleton bones on my hand. And I'm sitting there with my freaking iced tea and my skeleton bones playing some daggum Solitaire. It was quite lovely, actually. So that is my favorite, what's it called? Single player game.
That is the fucking lamest thing I've ever heard. Shan, can you give us a better answer?
Sorry.
Can you give us a better answer other than Solitaire? The only person I know who plays Solitaire is my, like, 7-year-old grandma. So, there's nothing wrong with her, but...
I was lonely.
Well, there's probably better things than Solitaire.
Well, I couldn't download anything because it was a freaking work computer. Solitaire is my last resort.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, look.
I thought you would have played... Like, I understand, like, that was your only option at the time, but there's no way, and you're in the past few years, that is the only single-player game you've played that you've genuinely enjoyed.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, I understand that you were happy Solitaire was there when you needed it, but you're seriously telling me that's your favorite single-player game?
Yes, because I've never played any other single-player game except for Spirit of the North, and it's very fun. Do not get me wrong, but I'm starting to dislike it because I'm stuck on a freaking level and I don't know what to do. And every walkthrough gives me no help.
I need to teach you the ways of single-player games.
Yeah, I want to play single-player games, but I have none.
Play Deltarune. It's free.
Well, maybe, but I don't know anything about Deltarune.
Okay.
Don't worry, I didn't either, and I played it and I sucked.
Yeah.
But I got through most of it, even though I did suck, so...
The good thing is, Finn at least had some Undertale knowledge. Do you, Dash? Do you know anything about Undertale?
Anime question mark?
No,
No,
not
Undertale
at all.
is the prequel, sequel. It's the alternate universe to Deltarune. It came first.
Oh. No, I
Have you ever heard of Sans Undertale? the thing that the internet memed for like 3 years straight or whatever.
I think maybe I've heard of it, but I don't know, like...
You live under a rock.
Hey.
Okay, moving on. Deltarune, fun single-player game if you don't suck at it. Undertale, you kind of need to play it first. That one's not free. So, get Undertale knowledge. Boom.
You don't even really need Undertale knowledge to play it, because I remember.
Well, you don't need
I
Undertale knowledge.
I remember.
Deltarune is made for people who completed Undertale. It says that on the download page.
I get that, but I don't like Shin. Like I told you, I had remembered like nothing of Undertale, and I still played it and got through it just fine.
Oh yeah, well you'll still enjoy the game. You just won't get everything that it's referencing or the lore ties.
Although even if I did go like right before we did that, even if I did go back and watch all of Jacksepticeye's playthrough of Undertale again, I probably still wouldn't even get the lore ties.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. I'd still probably have to point him out to you.
Yeah.
As far as
I never understood the lore of Undertale to begin with, so.
Yeah. Well, at least it's not that complicated.
Yeah. Anyways.
As far as me living under a rock, I would say that that's accurate, but
yeah,
I thought that Undertale was an anime.
No,
I wish, honestly,
but
it would be a good anime.
It would be a pretty banger anime, but
I know what
Attack
on Titan is in Sword Art Online, sort of. I don't know any plots. I know what they are, sort of.
Okay, well, everyone knows. I'm pretty sure everyone on this planet, unless you live in like deep Thailand. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Attack on Titan and Sword Art Online. I knew what it was when I was like 10, when I didn't even know what anime was.
Yeah, well, you gotta remember. I don't think you even know, but I was never allowed to play Pokemon or get involved with Pokemon.
Why?
I don't know.
Are your parents one of those people who think Pokemon is like the spawn of Satan?
I don't think so. It's just I don't even know. But I just wasn't like allowed to do it. And I remember my sister and brother-in-law downloaded Pokemon Go, and I was like, "Mom, I want to play Pokemon Go. Can I get it, please?" She said, "No, honey, we're not doing that." And I said, "But they get to." And she's like, "Well, they're adults." So that was kind of awkward. I was never allowed to play Pokemon.
Well, Pokemon Go is different because around the time it was coming out, a few months later, there was a bunch of stuff about people dying because they were like walking in the streets not paying attention and got hit by a car.
Oh, wow.
So that's a different story. Pokemon Go is like not a main Pokemon game. Well, it is, but it isn't.
There was like a Pokemon show on TV one time, and I'm like, "Mom, can I watch this?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So that was kind of awkward.
Well, I will teach you the ways someday.
Thank you.
Because it's the only game I'm good at.
What about Subnautica?
Okay, I'm good at that, but I can't really flex that because...
What about Uno?
That's RNG.
Lovely.
But, like, the only game I'm, like, expert mode at is, like, Pokemon. I'm, like, the biggest nerd. Probably because I could rant for hours. Which, actually, I'm going to answer mine as my favorite single-player game is Pokemon.
No surprise.
Lovely.
Yeah, because I've known about it for ever, like, probably the past 10 years, I would guess. Probably since, like, what, 3rd grade, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone who didn't know what Pokemon was since, like, the age of 5.
Well, yeah, but, like, I got into it, like, pretty quickly after I started learning about it.
Yeah, I got you.
And...
Sorry, go on.
But, yeah, I mean, I've only been playing the game since, like, 8th grade because, you know, my parents were like... They would never buy me electronics like all the other kids, which I was always jealous about, but I ended up getting enough money to buy myself a 3DS, which broke like a year later.
No!
And I had to buy a 2DS, which is what I have now.
Lovely.
Is it a 2DS or a new 2DS?
Shan, I bought it like 6 years ago. Does that answer?
Is it the one that can close,
It's blue.
or is it the flat one?
It's flat, like Megumin's chest.
Okay, got it. Then yeah, that's a regular 2DS.
Yeah. I mean, it's like 6 years old. I would assume it's not new.
Yeah, well, even the new 2DS isn't new. The only difference is it had a bigger screen and you could close it.
So it was just basically a 3DS, but
It was
without
a
the
3DS without the 3D.
That's lovely. Honestly, I wish mine was like that. I loved my 3DS. It was so cool looking, and my 2DS is just a flat plane.
Yeah, I never got an original 2DS. I kind of wish I did though, just so I could say I have it. But yeah, I had the original 3DS and I have a new 2DS.
Wonderful. But yeah, that's my answer for favorite single player game. Shan, you said, did you say yours? No, you just mentioned Deltarune.
I didn't know. But it's hard to say. I feel like I'm obligated to say Deltarune.
You're a big fan of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because like the only other games I can think of that are single player that would come close would be like FNAF World or Security Breach. But like I haven't played FNAF World in a long time, and Security Breach gets tiring when you play it too often. So I have to go with Deltarune.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I thought about an actual single player game. Have you heard of Stardew Valley?
Yes.
I've heard of it.
I don't know.
I don't know much of anything about it other than it's like has to do with like farming and stuff, I think.
I don't know if it's like an actual single player game or if it's multiplayer. However, I do really want it, and my sister had it, and she let me like play it once, and I got like really involved in it, and I loved it. So I really want to get it, but it's $15.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm joking when I say this, but Blender is on Steam. Is that a single player game?
No, Shan. No, it is not.
I know, I'm kidding.
Lovely.
Yeah, the only other thing I could think of other than like Deltarune that's single player that I play would be like Mario Kart, but even then, you know, that's technically multiplayer. I just don't want to pay Nintendo to play multiplayer.
Yeah. I want to get
subscription services for multiplayer. Dumb.
That is not good.
Not good.
But every console has that, so.
Console?
Yeah.
Tonsil.
He said
console.
It sounded like you said tonsil. I was like, tonsil? That's not, I don't think. I was very confuzzled.
Fair enough. I'm not gonna say I didn't say that, because it could, well, even though I didn't say that, but it could sound like I did, so. You know.
Yeah. It really sounded like you said tonsil. Very confused.
Okay, then.
Yes.
Every tonsil makes you pay to play multiplayer.
Well, I didn't know if a tonsil was like... There were two things for the word tonsil.
No, it's just the body part.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that wraps it up. We're at an hour 13, and we usually stop like hour and a quarter, hour and a half in. So I think that's good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'll do the outro as always.
Alrighty.
Yeah. We have a system. Shan does intro. I do outro.
Heck yeah.
Lovely.
All right. Thank you, people, for watching. Like and comment so we get in the algorithm because YouTube sucks. And yeah,